Hey everyone, today we're going to dive into one of my favorite topics, and that is the incredible glass and pottery world of Ohio. If you love the vintage pieces, the craftsmanship, and everything about the glass and pottery, you're going to like what I have to tell you and stick around and listen. So let's start with just a really brief history of me. When I was much younger in high school, I was an art major, and I was very much into pretty much everything in art. But I did a lot with textiles, a lot with pottery, a lot of textile work. I also drew and I painted, but I was really truly into the pottery and a lot of the textile type work. Today, I don't do as much as I used to. I do still create a little bit, but not a lot. I do some sketching and I do a little bit of craft work and different things like that. Did just order some paint so I could start doing a little bit of painting again. So, if you didn't know it, Ohio was a powerhouse for glass and pottery back in the day. We had them all here, and we have a rich history. There's a lot of museums here. So let me tell you about these. The first one I'm going to tell you is Heisey. Heisey was located in Newark, Ohio, which is just outside of Columbus, and it was considered elegant glass. Then we have Imperial. Imperial was a little further north, up closer to the Cleveland region, also considered more of the elegant glass, but Imperial also, most people don't know this, but Imperial also made an entire line of like industrial products that you found in hotels and sometimes in restaurants. It wasn't generally marked. I have found a few pieces over the years. It's been really cool to find them. We have Cambridge, which was from Cambridge, Ohio. And we had Fostoria, which was from Fostoria, Ohio. We had Tiffin from Tiffin, Ohio. Are you catching the vibe here? We had Federal Glass, which was in Columbus, Ohio, and Anchor Hocking, which wasn't too far outside of the Columbus area, although it was all over Ohio. It moved all over the place over the years, and it is still in business, obviously. Then we had our neighbors, and our neighboring states had some pretty cool places as well. Fenton, out of Pennsylvania, still can get pieces of that today. Blenko, which is out of West Virginia, again, still in business. We had Indiana Glass out of Indiana. We had Viking, which is out of West Virginia. And there were a lot of other glass companies in this general region. So we were pretty much a hotbed for a lot of creativity in the glass and the pottery world. The north, especially the northeast part of Ohio, was really just rocking with a lot of this. And then when we start talking about pottery, there are a lot of major names that were from Ohio and a couple that are still in business. Start with Rookwood, which is out of Cincinnati, still in business today, and actually really active and very collectible. Of course, we had the famous Roseville. We had Hall, we had Weller, we had McCoy, Shawnee, we had Hall, not to be confused with Hull, and then a lot of the USA pottery, the stuff marked USA pottery, was from actually many different plants that were scattered around Ohio. Our neighboring states, one of my favorite, Fiesta, which is West Virginia and still in business today. One other I'm reminded of is Burley Clay Company. Now, a lot of these companies were around like Crooksville and Zanesville and the northeast area of northeast of Columbus in the next couple counties out. There is a lot of history of pottery, and it goes all the way over really to the river and up through that area. So today we have a lot of mass production, and because of that, I, of course, love a lot of the old pottery and glass. I love the beauty of it. I love the individualized pieces, especially in pottery. Generally, no two are exactly alike. Even though they were created with molds, the coloring may be just slightly different. There may be something just slightly different. A lot of them were decorated. They were hand decorated, hand painted. We had a lot of blown glass from back in the day. There's still some glass blowing companies in Ohio. I follow a company called Akron Glass, so if you're watching Akron Glass, yay, love you guys. They have a lot of really cool pieces, but the blown glass industry is not nearly as big as it used to be. The colors, the different things that were really just standard back then. Don't compare to the mass productions of products that you find today. It was individualized. It was pretty. Things were made to last a lot longer. I still get excited when I find a piece of mid-century type glass or pottery. One of my weaknesses is Italian glass. I absolutely love Italian glass. Don't get me wrong, I love the American-made glass, but I also have a weakness in my heart for the Italian glass. Absolutely love it. So, a few years ago, I wrote a blog on all of this that happened in Ohio, and I named it the Glass Trail. And I created this glass trail. I actually made a map and everything. You can find the link to this. I'll put it right here below in the comments. But it's an old blog of mine, and here's what it covers. It starts in West Virginia at Blanco, and then from there it goes to the Museum of American Glass, the Fostoria Glass Company. It hits Imperial. It covers Zanesville, Museum of Art. It covers the museum in Cambridge. There's a glass museum in Cambridge for Cambridge glass. I love that one. Then it hits Heisey, the Ohio Museum of Glass, and then Tiffin, and then ends up in Toledo at the Toledo Museum of Glass and Pavilion. You can literally make this a road trip. I have created the map for you. So you can go to 2 or 3 of them, maybe go over a period of time and hit several of them. It takes a long time to explore some of them. So obviously give yourself a little bit of time. So if you want to explore some of these that I have talked about, I'll give you the link. And I hope you enjoy the glass trail, and I'll see you on the back road. Bye.